Heart disease remains the top cause of death worldwide, but the right lifestyle choices can make a significant difference. Natural foods and herbs have shown remarkable effects in reducing blood pressure, clearing arteries, and strengthening the heart. As a thank you for joining me today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to our subscribers. So if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, like this video, and comment why you want to win. Now let's get started. Heart disease is the #1 killer in the world today. So what I'd like to look at today is heart disease preventable? Can heart disease be conquered? Can the arteries be cleaned out? Can the heart be strengthened? But when you understand that the human body's been designed to heal itself, I think you'll realise that the answer to all those questions is yes. And we've seen some incredible turnarounds in the health retreats that I've been running. So what I'd like to look at is, I'd like to start with a Bible verse, and it's found in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, where the Bible says, "Keep the heart with all diligence, because out of it are the issues of life." So keep the heart with all diligence, meaning we've got to look after this heart, we've got to strengthen this heart, and it can be strengthened. So we're going to look at that. And then the next part says, because out of it are the issues of life. Leviticus 17:11, the Bible says that the life of the flesh is in the blood. And we know that the heart is the pump that pumps the blood all through the human body. So any part of the body that is not getting blood will actually die. It'll quickly die. So there are some simple treatments that can strengthen the heart. There are some simple herbs and things that can keep that blood nice and thin and even open and strengthen the arterial walls. But what the heart is it's a muscle. So let's have a look at what the muscle is made up of. It's made up of cells. And as we've looked at a few times this week, the glucose goes into the cell under the action of insulin, and we're going to be looking at insulin in a little bit more detail after the break. So the insulin is the key that unlocks the door to get the glucose into the cell. When the glucose gets into the cell, it goes through a 20-step pathway, and this 20-step pathway delivers 2 units of energy. The end result of the 20-step pathway is a chemical form of glucose, and this chemical form of glucose is called pyruvate. Pyruvate, as the chemical form of glucose, gets fed into what's often called the powerhouse of the cell, because this 8-step pathway delivers to us 36 units of energy. Heart disease may dominate global health concerns, but it is preventable. The body is equipped to heal itself, and with targeted lifestyle changes, this process becomes more efficient. The heart, a muscle, relies on proper nutrition and balanced glucose intake for optimal function. The glucose, with insulin as the key, enters cells and undergoes energy transformation in pathways that maximize cellular power. By supporting heart health with foods rich in antioxidants and nutrients, the body maintains effective circulation and energy production. Additionally, ensuring that blood flows smoothly through strengthened arterial walls and thinned by natural compounds can prevent life-threatening blockages. Foods like berries, rich in polyphenols, leafy greens abundant in nitrates, and healthy fats from sources such as olive oil contribute to this protective process. Simple, consistent dietary choices paired with specific herbs are potent strategies to not only lower blood pressure, but also promote heart resilience. The stronger your heart is, the lower your pulse will be. And that's not genetics. My son, Peter, when he was 25, he's in his mid-30s now, he was training for a triathlon. And he was running up and down the hills behind Brisbane. So what he was doing, and this is the most effective form of exercise, it's the high intensity interval training. So as the name implies, they are intervals of high intensity and intervals of recovery. And when you're exercising where there are hills, that's what you got. It's high intensity up, recovery down. Now my son Peter is a tiler, and he was a junior tiler at this time, and he was in an old bathroom, and it had an old 50s size, not 50s size, but a 50s type vanity unit, big ceramic thing, and it had a huge chip out of it and very heavy. And as he was manoeuvring it, he'd loosened it, got it out, it slipped and hit his ankle. And I think if he hadn't had a bone in there, it would have cut his foot off. And the blood hit the roof. And he yelled out to my son, who's about 8 years older, he's also a builder, he said, "James." And James said to him, "I'm on the phone, mate." And I tell you that to show you that there was a little bit of a delay before James came in. And I think Peter said, "Quick!" So James came in, and James said when he came into the bathroom, the blood was spattered all over the roof, all over the walls. And the reason that was so, you see, when they went to hospital and they took his pulse, it was about 50 beats per minute. Peter's heart was so strong that when it beat, it pushed the blood with such a burst that the blood hit the roof. Now, if Peter's pulse was 70 beats per minute, the blood wouldn't hit the roof. The reason why Peter's pulse was so slow is because of the exercise, because he was running up and down hills. And that's what you'll find as you implement an exercise program, and we all should have an exercise program. One of the most profound ways to maintain heart health is through regular physical activity, particularly high-intensity interval training, high IT. This type of exercise, which involves alternating between periods of intense effort and rest, helps to build cardiovascular strength and efficiency. A low resting heart rate signifies better heart health, reducing the risk of heart disease. This exercise-driven strength not only aids daily functions, but prepares the body for unexpected stresses, like injuries, by enabling quick, strong circulatory responses. Such physical resilience underscores the importance of integrating structured, heart-focused exercise routines into one's lifestyle. This balance, supported by a nutrient-rich diet, acts as a foundation for long-term cardiac health. Our skin needs sun to get the vitamin D. The ultraviolet rays from the sun hit a form of cholesterol just under the skin to vitamin D. What's converted to vitamin D? Cholesterol. But isn't cholesterol the number one cause of heart disease? No. I'd like to take this moment to give you the cholesterol story. Remember Proverbs 14 verse 6, knowledge is easy to him that understands. Your liver makes cholesterol, and the cholesterol that your liver makes, 80% is made from glucose and 20% is made from fat. So yes, just even this piece of information alone tells you it's not the butter on the bread, it's the bread under the butter that's the problem. The wrong guy's been shot. In fact, fat's been shot because of who it hangs around with. It's not the olive oil on the pasta, it's the pasta under the olive oil. So let's move on and let me show you a little bit more. The two main cholesterols made in the body are HDL and LDL. High density lipoprotein, low density lipoprotein. They both have a role in the body, but unfortunately HDL is being called the good guy, but LDL is called the bad guy. Am I right? But the body doesn't make anything bad. They have a role. So the role of HDL is the carrier. And this carrier carries excess cholesterol back to the liver, where the liver's what makes it. Whereas LDL, it's the repairer and the rebuilder. So wherever there's a job of repair or rebuilding, you will find LDL. LDL plays another role. LDL delivers cholesterol to the brain. And the brain loves cholesterol. And the reason the brain loves cholesterol is because when it burns fat as fuel, it's getting twice the units of energy. In fact, the brain is the fattiest organ in the body. The membrane around every cell is 50% fat, except the brain cell, it's 70% fat. Now, these two cholesterols work together in the body. So here is the blood vessel. Because of its low density, LDL is always on the edge. Because of its high density, HDL is always in the middle. In her book, Put Your Heart in Your Mouth, Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride, she spends the first 3 or 4 chapters showing what causes damage to the arterial wall. So what causes damage to the arterial wall? The arterial wall is made up of little endothelium cells, and they get damaged quite easily.
Cholesterol is often misunderstood, blamed as the main culprit in heart disease. That while cholesterol levels do matter, not all types are harmful. The liver produces most of the body's cholesterol from glucose, with only a fraction derived from dietary fats. This insight shifts attention from foods like butter and olive oil to the processed carbohydrates they accompany. HDL, often called the good cholesterol, acts as a transport system, moving cholesterol to the liver for processing, while LDL aids in tissue repair. These two forms have specific complementary roles in maintaining cellular function. The real concern is when LDL particles become oxidized, leading to arterial damage. To combat this, foods rich in antioxidants like leafy greens and berries are essential. They help reduce oxidative stress and maintain the balance of HDL and LDL, which promotes arterial health and reduces the risk of blockages. It's crucial to understand that a holistic approach to cholesterol and heart care involves both dietary choices and managing lifestyle factors.
In Psalm 104, verse 14, the Bible says that God gave herbs for the service of man. And cayenne pepper is one of the best heart herbs we have. Cayenne pepper does 3 things. It thins the blood. Whereas aspirin, it thins the blood to the point where it causes eye bleeds, brain bleeds, and stomach bleeds. It's not a safe drug. Whereas cayenne pepper, it thins the blood and it'll heal the brain bleeds from the aspirin in the brain and the eye and the stomach. Cayenne pepper also dilates the blood vessels. So with dilating the blood vessels, you get a more effective and efficient flow of blood through the whole body. And cayenne pepper strengthens the arterial wall. So if there has been damage in the arterial walls, the cayenne pepper will strengthen arterial walls. It's a powerful herb. How do you take it? Start with 1/4 teaspoon in about 1/3 cup of water just before each meal. Throw it down, it'll tingle a bit, but the tingle stops.
Cayenne pepper stands out as a powerful heart tonic. Unlike common blood-thinning medications that can have side effects like internal bleeding, cayenne acts naturally to improve blood flow without such risks. It works by thinning the blood and expanding blood vessels, which reduces blood pressure and ensures oxygen-rich blood reaches every part of the body efficiently. Additionally, its active compound, capsaicin, helps repair damage in arterial walls. When combined with other heart-friendly practices, cayenne becomes part of a preventative strategy against cardiovascular diseases. Start by incorporating a small amount in warm water before meals to experience its circulatory benefits. With regular use, the arterial walls become more robust, potentially lowering the risk of strokes and heart attacks. The gentle, natural nature of cayenne makes it suitable for ongoing use without interfering with other treatments, promoting long-term heart health and stability.
The other herb is hawthorn berry. Hawthorn berry strengthens the heart. In fact, if the blood pressure's low, it'll bring it up. If it's high, it'll bring it down. Remember Psalm 104 verse 14, God made herbs for the service of man. The hawthorn berry comes in, and whatever your body needs to do, whatever your heart needs to do, it will work with that. So you can take it in many ways. You can take it as a herb tea. If you take it as a herb tea, being a dried berry, it needs to be gently simmered. And the rule of thumb is 2 teaspoons to a cup of water, and ideally you would have a litre of that a day. Or you can buy it in a capsule form or a tablet form, and you can take up to 4,000 milligrams a day. It's a very safe herb, and you can use it even in conjunction with blood pressure medication. So I'll give you the story of Henry to show you what he did. He was a retired judge. He came to our health retreat a few years ago now. He was, I think, 69, and he was on 6 medication. He was on medication for high blood pressure, for blood thinning, for blood cholesterol, for blood sugar, for gout, and for stomach ulcers. So he's on 6 medications. I said, are you interested in stopping your medication? He said, no, I'm very happy with my medication. Thank you very much. I always respect everyone's right for what they choose to put into their body. And shouldn't we? It's our God-given right. But we gave him hawthorn berry tea a day. We gave him a litre to drink through the day. It's not an unpleasant tea. We also gave him a little cayenne pepper. He was happy for us to try a few things. He took the herbs with him when he went home. He rang me 4 months later. He said, Barbara, I'd like to visit you and get a few more hawthorn berries. I said, come for lunch, Henry. Now, when I opened the door, I did not recognise Henry. He had lost 20 kilos in 4 months. What's that, 40 pound? He said, I can do my coat up now. All the puffiness had gone out of his face. He said, I've got a few stories for you. He said, I went to the doctor recently to have my blood pressure taken, and the doctor stood up and left the room. He said, where are you going? He said, the machine's broken. Henry said, why do you say that? He said, well, your blood pressure is 160 on 95. Did you hear that? That's on medication. He said, this machine says your blood pressure is 120 on 80. It must be broken. Henry said, that's my blood pressure now. The doctor took him off all his medication because his blood thinning's normal, his blood cholesterol's normal, his blood sugars are normal, his blood pressure's normal. He has no more gout, and he does not have stomach ulcers anymore.
Hawthorn berry has been celebrated for its comprehensive benefits to heart health. This powerful herb adapts to the body's needs, balancing blood pressure whether it's too high or too low. A retired judge found remarkable health improvements after incorporating hawthorn berry tea into his daily routine, despite initially being reliant on multiple medications. Over 4 months, he not only reduced his medication, but saw normalised cholesterol, blood pressure, and an end to conditions like gout. The case exemplifies how natural remedies can be transformative when combined with proper dietary habits. Hawthorn supports the heart muscles' contractions, improves blood flow, and acts as a gentle relaxant for blood vessels. These characteristics make it a safe addition to most wellness regimens, even alongside existing medications. The judge's journey to wellness through hawthorn and cayenne illustrates a profound truth. Nature provides us with tools to reclaim health. It serves as an encouragement to explore and integrate these herbs into a proactive heart health approach. Heart health is foundational to a vibrant life. It's clear that prevention and improvement are within reach. By incorporating miracle foods, powerful herbs like cayenne pepper and hawthorn berry, and lifestyle changes such as exercise, anyone can take steps toward better cardiovascular health. Remember, small, consistent efforts pave the way for lasting wellness. Take charge of your heart health today and let nature guide you to stronger arteries, balanced blood pressure, and a healthier future.